All right, it is approximately too late, and I have to put this clutch in this machine, so follow along.
Man, the all-wheel drive fucking doesn't work. What a joke.
Now, if you guys can see, I decided to go with the mother clutcher. The mother clutcher. If you guys are wondering why I went with the mother clutcher, well, a few reasons. So one, came with a nice puller, and I thought that the mother clutcher, based off of the review, some people said stay away from them, but majority of people were saying that pretty good bang for your buck. All right, so let's check out quality. It's got a blue spring, and I should be able to compress that, yeah, which I can, which is nice. The great thing about this too is that it already comes kind of stock with everything, right? So play and the bearing, which is normal. Clutch looks right there. It's got the old mother clutcher right on it. And like you said, seems pretty good so far. Again, I don't know if there's supposed to be that amount of slop in that. Again, we'll wait and see. It's got to be better than what it is before. So let's get the clutch cover off, and I'll show you guys what I'm working with. All right, so the clutch cover is pretty easy. I mean, there is a few bolts that are annoying, but it's just an 8mm. So if you're buying a Polaris, you should probably buy an impact with it because you're going to be working on it a lot. But the great thing about it is Polaris actually does a half decent job of making it somewhat easy for you guys to work on. All right, so most of those bolts are easy. There's one under here and one under here, but if you have an extension, it's fine. Some people say that you have to take the tire off to get to this. It's not true. It is a little tight just because it's the trail version, so it's plastic. You gotta bend it a little bit, but again, it's plastic, so there we go. She'll come out. So first thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the belt off on this one. It's a 2015 RZR, so this is the rapid response clutch. I think they only did it for 2015. But it's really simple to get this clutch off. You just have to take this bolt out. So once you have that bolt out, pop right off, which is nice, and that'll be the end of it. So this clutch will then just be able to disengage like that. You can take the whole thing out too. Instead of trying to mess around with it, I literally just try to take this whole front plate off, just like that. So there's 2 rollers in there. You can kind of make sure that your rollers are okay as well, because then you know if your secondary clutch is actually going to need to be fixed or not. Anyways, you can just kind of take it off. There is a little washer that sits inside of here, so make sure you don't lose that. But it's fairly simple to take the belt off these, which is really nice, not compared to like a sled or some other bikes I've worked on. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but again, it's a good time to check your belt over. Sort of fraying right there for me. It's got like a tooth that's kind of pulled up. Again, I'm the type of guy who just drives this, and I probably would have if my clutch was working half decent. But I would have drove this till this fucking thing destroyed. But again, I'm trying to be a little nicer with this. So anyways, just little things you can check over the belt. Now I bought this puller hoping that these threads fit that primary. Let's hope. This looks like a half decent puller as well. But yeah, we're gonna hope that this actually does fit that. So I bought a clutch off eBay before, and this looks pretty much like the cheapest clutch you could buy, the one that I bought off this guy. And what happened is I bought a puller for that sled, and the threads actually didn't line up with that clutch. We're gonna hope this just threads onto that really nice. It just pops off real. All right, so I'm getting better with old age. I had a 21mm socket, and I put that on, and it seems like it's okay. It's a little loose. I went down to a 13/16 standard, and that seems a lot tighter. You go with that, I'd say it is a 13/16. So if you guys don't have an impact, you're gonna need an impact. All right, there we go. Got her off. That is some bolt. I would just kind of leave everything the way it is. So the way it looks right now, there's a little washer. All right, so I'm gonna test to see if this puller does thread in here probably. If not, I'm gonna have to think of something else. Okay, I think we lucked out, guys. Do I have a socket that size? Is gonna be... All right, well that sucks. Biggest I came in my kit was 24, which is annoying. I don't have any bigger sockets. My buddy down the road might though, so let's wait and see. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start the bike up for you guys as well, so you guys can hear. So if you guys can hear, I know it's loud, but you'll hear that clicking noise. Yeah, not good. Not there. But as you guys can see, all right, so my clutch engages, you know, depending on the RPMs, and then what'll happen is just like that. So my clutch is catching at some point. I'm assuming it's on the rollers inside, or there's flat spots on the weights themselves. So then it catches and then contracts on the belt itself and then turns a secondary, and you can't put it into gear. But that's what's going on with this one right now. Now again, first thing before you know, changing out and getting a brand new clutch, I would clean it, make sure there's not a rock in it and all those things as well. But that's what's going on with mine. And again, that clunk in the back, or that clunking you hear is kind of showing you that there's an issue. And then if I was to hit this, you'll see that it kind of popped back out. Yeah, that is a clear sign that that spider, which is inside of here, is absolutely toast. And they're not easy to mend as well. But I know this is an eBay shitty clutch, so I'm just going to change it out. All right, so it's the next day. I got the right socket. It's actually a 25 millimeter. That's going to be on this clutch puller itself. Again, I got 5 minutes to do this and pull this off, and then I got to go take care of my kid. But you guys will see through this video, it might be dark, light, and all that stuff. It's just I'm trying to find time to get this done. I would hand thread this on until you can't hand thread it anymore. What I'm going to do at that point is I'm just going to hit it with the impact. It pops off. Hey, that was actually very easy. Wow, that is way easier than I thought it was going to be. Just super nice. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll just put this down now and this will pop off just like that. So to even give you guys a better perspective here, there's little rubber grommets on the sides of these right here, and they're just totally wore down on some of these. They're absolutely gone. That goes up and down these, I don't know, sheaves, I guess is what you'd call them. So that's what's making that clicking noise while it's spinning. And even this, you can kind of hear how that noise works compared to the tightness of that. Now, I'm assuming these springs and weights are a little bit different as well. Hopefully it's better for the 30-inch tires that I have on my bike. All right, so the next thing is pretty easy. You just basically do everything I just did, but backwards. So I'm gonna put the new clutch on the crank. Should just slide on. So then you just take your, I don't know, main bolt or whatever it is, hand threading it until it's pretty much as tight as I can do it by hand. What you do is you just take your impact. Again, they say to torque this down to like 55 foot-pounds. I'm not a type of guy that does 55 foot-pounds. I'm just gonna kind of go till I think it's 55. Yeah. I'd say that's 55. So there you go. Make sure you don't spin this backwards either as well. I heard that it can actually throw timing on some of these bikes, so make sure you're always spinning it counterclockwise. So again, already sounding a lot better than what it was before. A little bit of a clunk, but I wouldn't say it's much. But again, let's see if it's actually engaging properly is the thing I'm going to be worried about. Anyways, that's it. So my next thing will be to see, putting the actual belt on, see if it's not grabbing. And we should be good. So a good thing about when you're putting a new belt on your bike, this is a brand new belt. I'm not going to install it like this. I'm going to install it like this. I want to see if this thing is actually working or not. So anyways, it's a brand new belt. We'll wait and see what it does. That's good right now. See if it stops after I rev it a little bit. There you go, that seems all right. Again, it's gonna be kind of moving just slightly. Nothing's perfect, so I'm gonna take it for a little rip, see what's going on. All right, if you can hear my ugly exhaust, I gotta get rid of it. I think I'm just gonna take the whole heat shield off. I'm just gonna take it for a little drive without, or at least try to put it in gear, make sure everything's working. A lot smoother. Holy moly. That is like night and day. You hear that ugly exhaust? Holy moly, this is crazy. All right, this is absolutely insane. Like, completely different. Oh my God. This is crazy how much difference this actually is. So that's low gear. Oh my God, I wish you guys could see this. I'm gonna have to do another video in the when it's actually daylight out, but this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. Look at how smooth that stops. It takes a little bit more RPMs, but anyways, yeah, if you see, I'm giving it gas. Oh my God, it's like crawling, not jumping whatsoever. Oh my God, yeah. How smooth reverse is. crazy.
Everybody rock with me because I'm up now. Took your girl and I'm scoring like I made the touchdown. Swerving in that Lambo, doors go up, not on the bus now. Used to want a G-Shock, now I'm walking with a bus now.